Good morning, children. In our previous sessions, we have discussed about transportation in plants and various method of transportation. All we have discussed. And about yesterday's test, girls, everybody have submitted their answer scripts. Very good, children. But from boys' side, I didn't receive two scripts, one from Kogul, another one from Sanjay. What about Gogul and Sanjay? Please submit it soon. So hope everyone have done your test well. Let me check and say. And let's enter into our today's session. Today we are going to see circulation in human beings. Circulation in human being. So that is it is a transportation. Circulation is the transport medium of human being. Like plants, animals also, there is a circulatory medium. Through this circulatory medium only the substance which are necessary for each and every cells are transported from the region of production to the region of target. Okay, so what is the main transport medium involved in human is blood. Blood is the only transport medium which transport the things to various parts of the body. The things such as antigens, antibodies, oxygen, nutrients, hormones, enzymes, whatever things which are necessary by the cells and the organs are transported by the blood to that particular target organs. So you know very well about the blood, and blood, we can say blood as a river of life. Okay, river of life. Which one is called river of life? Blood is the river of life. Here we are going to discuss about blood and the composition of blood and structure of heart, how the heart is working, what are the two types of circulation, and lymphatic system. All we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, not in this session, in this topic, under this topic we are going to discuss all those things. Let's see about blood. You know very well about blood. Blood is the main circulatory medium in the human body. It is a red in color, red colored fluid and connective tissue. You know very well, the connective tissue, it connects the different parts of the body. Especially blood is a liquid connective tissue. Blood is a liquid connective tissue. Bones, cartilages are solid connective tissues. This blood is a liquid connective tissue. And then what are the components of blood? So blood is mainly composed of one liquid part, another one is solid part. The liquid part of the blood is plasma and the solid part of the blood is blood cells or suspended elements. Blood cells or suspended blood cells, otherwise called as suspended elements. Okay, the blood cells, you know very well, three types. One is red blood cells, otherwise called as erythrocyte. Another one is white blood cells, otherwise called as leukocytes. Then platelets, thrombocytes. Okay, these are the three types of blood cells. Okay, so the component of bloods are consists of two main components. One is fluid components, that is plasma, and the formed elements or suspended elements or blood cells which form the solid part of the blood and which is suspended over the plasma. Solids are suspended in the plasma. So let's see about plasma. What is the nature of plasma? It is slightly alkaline in nature and it containing non-cellular substances which constitute about 55% of blood. Organic substances like proteins, glucose, urea, enzymes, hormones, vitamins, minerals are present in the plasma. This is what constituents of plasma. Or if you have 2 marks as write note on plasma or write the composition or constituents of plasma, you can write this answer. So it is alkaline in nature, one key answer, and it consists of a non-cellular component and non-cellular substances, that is which are not made up of cells, that is called non-cellular substances. Altogether it make a 55% of blood is plasma, remaining 45% of blood only this formed elements or suspended elements such as blood cells. Okay, and what are the organic substances present in the plasma? Or proteins, glucose, urea, enzymes, hormones, vitamins, minerals, or the organic substance which are transported to the target organs by the blood, and these are the organic substance present in the plasma also. Okay, let's see about formed elements. You know very well, formed elements are the blood cells. Okay, RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay, RBC otherwise called as I said, erythrocyte, white blood corpuscles, leukocyte, blood platelets, thrombocytes. So let's see about RBC, that is red blood cells, erythrocyte. They are the most abundant cells in the human body. Okay, in a human body, which is the most abundant cell is RBC. RBC are formed in bone marrow. The RBC impart red color to the blood due to the presence of respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. Matured mammalian RBCs do not have a cell organelles and nucleus. They are biconcave and disc shaped. Their lifespan 120 days. RBC involved in the transport of oxygen from lungs to the tissues, and also from the tissue sometimes one particular percentage of carbon dioxide from the tissues to the lungs by RBC. Okay, so here you could understand very easily by read itself. Anyhow, it's my duty, I will explain once again which is the most abundant cells in our body is RBC. And where the RBCs are produced? RBCs are produced in the bone marrow. Okay, after production, how many days it is stayed in the blood? It stayed up to 120 days in the blood. After that, where it will go? After 120 days, the RBCs are destroyed by spleen and liver. In the liver, this destroyed RBCs are converted into a bile pigments. These bile pigments are help for the digestion of fat. This is what about RBC. Produced in the bone marrow, stayed in the blood up to 120 days, and after that destroyed in the spleen and liver. In the liver, the destroyed RBCs are converted into bile pigment. Bile pigments involved in the digestion of fat, or not digestion, help for the digestion of fat. Okay, so this what about production and destruction of RBCs. And also, you know very well, our blood is red in color. It is a well known fact. Why it is red in color? What is the reason for red color of the blood? It is due to the presence of a pigment called hemoglobin. It is a respiratory pigment. Why it is respiratory pigment? Afterwards I will discuss with you. So RBC, the hemoglobin is responsible for the red color of the blood. So it is a pigment, you know very well. If it is a pigment, it gives some color. Here hemoglobin is a pigment, it gives red color to the blood, one thing. And where it is present? It is present in the RBC. It is present in the RBC. Since RBC contain hemoglobin, it gives red color to the blood. And another thing, and I said a word, respiratory pigment. Why it is called respiratory pigment? You know very well, blood carry the oxygen from the lungs to heart, from the heart to all tissues of the body. That you know very well, isn't it? Yes. So, who carry this oxygen from the lungs to the tissues? Yes, absolutely. Hemoglobin carry the oxygen to all tissues of our body. Okay, right. So another thing, how the hemoglobin transport oxygen. Hemoglobin consists of an iron and protein part. The iron consists of, each hemoglobin consists of 4 iron molecules. The oxygen combined with the iron molecule in the hemoglobin of RBC and taken to the tissues. Okay, children. Since it carry the oxygen, and when it hemoglobin combined with the oxygen to form a oxyhemoglobin. So when that oxygen's blood are reaching the tissues, the oxyhemoglobin dissociate and oxygen enter into the tissues. In the tissues, oxidation taken place and carbon dioxide released. Some percentage of carbon dioxide are carried by the hemoglobin again to the tissue, to the heart or to the lungs. So since it carry the respiratory gases, what are the respiratory gases? You know that oxygen and carbon dioxide are called respiratory gases. Since it transport oxygen and carbon dioxide up and down, it is called as respiratory pigment. Okay, and then another very important thing. So in mature RBC, the immature RBC, they have a nucleus in it. Okay, the mature RBCs, they don't have nucleus as well as cell organelle. So you know very well, RBC is a cell only. What is the constant structure of a cell? We can as our lower classes knowledge now. Each cell is covered by a plasma membrane. Inside the plasma membrane, protoplast is present. Protoplast differentiated into center nucleus, and the remaining part surrounding the nucleus are called cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, mitochondria, ribosome, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum, like that cell organelles are present, and in the center nucleus, chromatin, reticulum, nucleolus are present, isn't it? That you know very well. This is a constant structure of cell. Of every cell, it have the constant structure like that. The mitochondrial number and the endoplasmic reticulum are varying according to the functions of its cell. Okay, so here in mature RBC, it don't have any cell organelles as well as nucleus also. Why? This is a reasoning question. For that we will see the answer in the do you know, that we will complete this and go. Then so matured mammalian RBC do not have cell organelles and nucleus. They are biconcave and disc shaped. What is the shape of RBC? Biconcave and disc shaped. And as I said, the lifespan of RBC is 120 days. And what is the function of RBC? Involved in the transport of oxygen from the lungs to the tissues. Okay, so see, this is a book back answer also. Why does mammalian RBC lack cell organelles and nucleus? Okay, this is a 2 mark questions as per your book back text. Okay, mammalian RBCs lack nucleus and makes the cells biconcave and increase surface area for oxygen binding. Then loss of mitochondria allows RBC to transport all the oxygen to the tissues, and loss of endoplasmic reticulum allows more flexibility for RBCs to move through the narrow capillaries. Okay, 3 things I want to discuss with you here. See, mammalian RBC lack a nucleus, isn't it? Mammalian RBCs lack nucleus. Why it lack nucleus? When it lack nucleus, it become biconcave in shape, and the surface area is increased. Okay, so why it want to become biconcave? Why its surface area should be increases? To bind the oxygen, How to bind the oxygen? So where the oxygen is bind in the RBC, that you know very well. Hemoglobin, with the hemoglobin only the oxygen is binding. So oxygen is the only transport medium of oxygen. Oxygen is only transport medium of oxygen. So mammalian RBC lack a nucleus and makes the cells biconcave and increase surface area for oxygen binding site. As why you know I said, to occupy the hemoglobin, the area should be increased. Since the area increase, hemoglobin occupation also increase. When the occupation of hemoglobin increase, oxygen binding also increase. That's what mammalian RBCs lack nucleus. And the next one is mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. They are discussing here. These two are the cell organelles. Why mitochondria is absent in the mammalian RBC is, see, you know very well, mitochondria is the ATP energy synthesis. Okay, ATP energy synthesis, site of ATP synthesis, Okay, right. So when mitochondria is present in the RBC, see, along with oxygen also present in the RBC. if along with oxygen or mitochondria if present in this RBC, what happened, the mitochondria started to break down the nutrient and liberate energy. So to prevent that, mitochondria also lack in that RBC. Another one is endoplasmic reticulum. So the skeletal system of cell is endoplasmic reticulum. Skeletal system of cell is endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum which give a firm structure to the cell. So that's what it is said to be a cytoskeletal system of the cell, we can say. So when endoplasmic reticulum is present in the RBC, it should not give flexibility to the RBC. It should not give flexibility to the RBC. And what happened? It cannot move flexibly in all the capillaries all. Okay, very minute blood vessels are called capillaries. Okay, so that our skeletal system is absent. That is, endoplasmic reticulum is absent. When the endoplasmic reticulum is absent, the RBC get a flexibility to reach all the regions of our body. That's what mammalian RBC does not possess nucleus as well as cell organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum all. So this is a question mark, book back question, please note it. Then next, okay, RBC we have completed. Next we are going to see about white blood corpuscles or leukocytes. Okay, so what is the difference between RBC and WBC? See, WBCs are colorless, RBCs are color. Why? Because it consists of the respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. So, and another thing, RBC does not have nucleus, but WBC have nucleus in it. RBC or WBCs are shows amoeboid movement, and it shows different types. Granulocyte and agranulocyte, like that different types of RBCs are present, but like that different types of RBCs are not seen. Okay, so WBC are colorless, they do not have hemoglobin and are nucleated cells. It is found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus and lymph nodes. Okay, so where it is found, where the RBCs are produced also we can say. RBCs are produced only in the bone marrow as per our text. Okay, so WBCs are found in bone marrow, spleen, thymus, lymph nodes. In these regions all we can see the WBC, and they are capable of amoeboid movement like amoeba. You know very well the movement of amoeba. Amoeba produce pseudopodia. Amoeba produce pseudopodia and moves towards the direction of pseudopodia. Like that, white blood cells also produce pseudopodia and moves towards the pseudopodia. And the white blood corpuscles are two types. One is granulocyte, another one is agranulocyte. Based on the granules present in the cytoplasm of the WBC, WBCs are divided into two types. One is granulocyte, another one is agranulocyte. A means, already I said that no, absence is the meaning of A. Okay, so granulocyte means there is a granules in the cytoplasm of WBC. There is a granules in the cytoplasm of WBC, that is called what? Granulocyte. And what is agranulocytes? That is, there is no granules in the cytoplasm of the WBC. Okay, so then let's see about granulocyte. They contain granules in their cytoplasm, and their nucleus is irregular or lobed. The granulocytes are of three types: neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. So you see the diagram of the three phils, that is neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. These three are coming under the type of granulocyte WBC, and you see the three types of granulocytes, also different types of nucleus in it. Okay, see, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil. In first one is neutrophil. In neutrophil, the nucleus are three-lobed structure. The nucleus is what? Three-lobed structure. In eosinophil, the nucleus is a two-lobed structure. Okay, two-lobed structure like tumble shape. And then eosinophil, it shows a crescent-shaped nucleus. So like that, the nucleus of the granulocytes are lobed. Okay, and let's see about neutrophil. So this is the large size of WBC. These are the large size. They are large in size and have 2 to 7 lobed nucleus. As per our book diagram, it is 3 lobed structure. But from 2 to 7 lobed nucleus have seen in the neutrophils. And these corpuscles form a 60 to 65% of the total leukocytes. In total WBC, neutrophil alone 60 to 65% occupy. Neutrophil alone occupy 60 to 65%. So, the most abundant WBC is neutrophils. And the numbers are increased during infection and inflammation. And another thing, generally WBC are involved in the defense mechanism of our body and also involved in the immune system also. So when a pathogen enter into our body, what happened to defend our body from the infection of pathogen, the number of neutrophil automatically increase. Why it should increase? The neutrophils destroy the pathogens in our body. So the number of neutrophils is increased during the infection and inflammation. And next one is eosinophils. It has a bilobed nucleus. Yes, you have seen in the diagram itself that it consists of 2 lobed nucleus, okay, and constitute 2 to 3% of total leukocytes. See, neutrophil occupying 60 to 65% of leukocyte. Here in eosinophil it occupy only 2 to 3% of leukocytes, and it has a 2 lobed nucleus. And then when their number increase, the number increase during the allergy and parasitic infection. So when you get allergy to some substance or some medicines, so doctors have taken the blood test, then it shows increased number of eosinophil. If it shows increased number of eosinophil, and it is diagnosed as allergic condition. So that means during allergic condition the number of eosinophils is increased. And sometimes a parasitic infection also, during parasitic infection also the eosinophils number will be increased. So it brings about a detoxification of toxins, okay. Toxins, when a pathogen enter into our body, it produce a toxic substance called antigens. These antigens are toxic substance. These toxic substances are detoxified by the eosinophil. This is about what eosinophil. Eosinophil, it's a bilobed structure occupying 2 to 3% of the total leukocyte, and a number increase during allergic condition as well as parasitic infection, and it detoxifying the toxins. Next one is basophils. Basophils have a lobed nucleus. It is not mentioned how many lobes all. Okay, so as like neutrophil has 2 to 7 lobes, eosinophils have 2 lobes, but eosinophil simply mentioned as a lobed nucleus. That's all. Then what is the percentage occupying by the basophils in the WBC? 0.5 to 1%, and they release a chemical during the process of inflammation. During the process of inflammation, basophils release a chemicals, okay. So that's all about what granulocytes. So WBC consists or divided into 2 main types based on the granules present in the cytoplasm. One is granulocyte, another one is agranulocyte. Granulocyte is divided into 3 types: neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil, and about that we have discussed also. Next we are going to see about agranulocyte. Granules are not found in the cytoplasm of these cells, okay. The granulocytes are of 2 types. One is lymphocyte, another one is monozytes. Let's see about lymphocytes. These are about 20 to 25% of total leukocyte. They produce antibodies during bacterial and viral infection. So here about lymphocyte I want to say little bit extra than in your book. See, lymphocyte are about 20 to 25. Next to neutrophil, the most abundant leukocyte is what? 20 to 25% lymphocyte. And another one thing, this is the largest RBC, WBC also we can say. And what the thing is saying here, it to produce antibodies. It to produce antibodies. You know, children, when a pathogen enter into our body, our pathogen produce a toxic substance called antigens. Okay, so we are not in 100% hygienic conditions. So we are often exposed to all the pathogens through food or through water, through our books or through the articles we are handling. So through this all continuously the pathogens are enter into our body. Our body's defense system is there, that is lymphatic system. It destroy the pathogens. How it destroy the pathogens? Which cells involved in the destruction of pathogen is a lymphocyte. What is lymphocyte? Lymphocyte is a type of blood cells, white blood cells. This lymphocytes which produce antibodies against the toxin produced by the pathogen. That antibody destroy the toxic nature of the pathogen, toxic nature of the toxin produced by the pathogen. Children, about this we can discuss when you are coming for your higher classes in detail. Okay, very interesting that. So here it is given as very simple, lymphocyte involved in the production of antibodies, one during the bacterial and viral infection. And another thing, the pathogens lymphocyte two types, B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte only produced antibodies. T lymphocyte, what it will do? It destroy the infected cells itself. Okay, so about this all we will discuss in our higher classes. Okay, next coming for monozyte, these they are the largest of the leukocyte. Sorry, I have given a wrong information. Largest leukocyte is monocyte, smallest one only lymphocyte, and are amoeboid in shape. They are cells from 5 to 6% of the total leukocyte, and they are phagocytic and inhale the bacteria. So monozyte also involved in killing of pathogen. How it involved in killing of pathogen? When the site of infection, at the site of infection, there should be a bacteria, isn't it? There the monozyte is converted into macrophage. At the site of infection, which is the site of infection where the pathogen is entered, that is the site of infection. Okay, at the site of infection, the monozytes are converted into a macrophage. What is macrophage? Macrophage is nothing but a large irregular shaped cells. So monocytes are converted into macrophages. This macrophage inhale, that means swallow the bacteria and destroy it. This is what a function of monocyte. Okay, and next one is third one, blood platelets or thrombocyte. Hope you have understand about RBCs and WBCs clearly. Let's come for blood platelets or thrombocytes. These are small and colorless. They do not have nucleus. Okay, and there are about 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs platelets or cubic mm per cubic mm of blood. Lifespan of platelets is 8 to 10 days. Okay, they play an important role in clotting of blood. Platelets form a clot at the site of injury and prevent blood loss. Okay, so they play an important role in clotting of blood. And what is the function of platelets is involved in the clotting of blood. It is a mechanism, children. It's a blood clotting is a stepwise mechanism, 3 stepwise mechanism. That also we are discussing when you are coming for higher classes. Okay, platelets form a clot at the site of injury and prevent the blood clots. So this is all about the composition of blood. Blood is divided into plasma, 2 component, liquid solid, liquid plasma, solid blood cells. About RBC, WBC, platelets, all I have discussed with you. Next, in more to know, it is very important, can have as a 1 mark, 2 mark or 4 mark question also. Anemia. What is anemia? When the RBC's erythrocyte number will be decreased and it leads to anemia. Leukocytosis. When the number of leukocyte increases, then it is the condition is said to be leukocytosis. Leukopenia. that is when the number of WBC decreases, number of leukocyte decreases, then it leads to leukopenia, thrombocytopenia. Then when the thrombocyte number decrease, then it is said to be thrombocytopenia. So when the erythrocyte number decrease, it leads to anemia. When WBC, that is leukocyte number decrease, it leads to leukopenia. When thrombocyte number decrease, it leads to thrombocytopenia. Leukocyte when increase, and it is said to be leukocytes. And next we are entering into functions of blood. Entering into functions of blood. What is the function? As I said, blood carry the respiratory gases, oxygen and gases, carbon dioxide. Yes, isn't it? No, hemoglobin carry the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then also blood transport digested food material to the different body cells. Okay, so after digestion, in the food what we consumed is getting digestion in the digestive system, and in the small intestine the digestion gets completed. From the small intestine, the villi absorb the digested food and make it to enter in the blood. So this digested food are taken to the every cells of our body. So it transport digested food. Same thing, transport of hormone. You know very well, in lower classes you have studied about endocrine glands. Endocrine glands secrete hormones. So what the thing is, thing I want to discuss with you here is, so endocrine glands are ductless gland. That means it cannot have any pipe to carry their secretion to the target organ. So the gland is somewhere else in our body. Say for example, pituitary is present in the at the base of the brain, but it secretes 8 different hormones. Each hormone has a area of target in different parts of our body. Okay, so who carry this? Since it don't have any pipe, who carry this hormone? Yes, these hormones are entered into the blood. The blood carry the hormones to the target organs. About this we will discuss in a separate topic. Endocrine system, nervous system, all we will see in later. There we will discuss. And transport of nitrogenous, that is excretory product like ammonia, urea, uric acid, and it involved in the production of the body and defense against the disease. As already I said, no, lymphocyte, it produce antibodies. Monocyte, it help the pathogens. So since it involved, so they are involved in the defense mechanism of our body, and it act as a buffer and also help in regulation of pH and body temperature, and it maintain the pH and body temperature, and it maintain the proper water balance in the body. It maintain the proper water balance in the body. This what functions of the blood. Okay children, I will wind up this class with this, and today I want to give a homework. First one is functions of blood. Another one is more to know anemia, leukocytosis, leukopenia, thrombocytosis, and write about Rbc, and why does mammalian Rbc lack cell, organelles and nucleus. These are the 4 questions have as a homework. Write about Rbc, and second question, why does mammalian Rbc lack cell, organelles, and third ones, what write the consequence of decreased number of Rbc, WBC, leukocytes, one question, and the next one is functions of blood. These are the homeworks children. Please complete your homework. Bye. We will see in our next session.